Hi, Frank here. Today I'm gonna take you through the 3 steps of AI automation to explain you exactly how you can use AI as a business leverage. And we're gonna do this by checking real examples such as moving from a still life image into an ambient image using AI. Starting from a still life image, we're gonna generate and automate the creation of a SEO compliant and optimized description using ChatGPT Vision and ChatGPT 4o to produce a good description for e-commerce. And then we're gonna check out how do you start with a long form video, and then you're gonna cut that into short form video and then distribute it automatically into many different social platforms using AI and automation. So let's jump right into it.
Get deep with Frank to see AI define the new rules of the business game.
What are we talking about is to transform human-based labored processes into fully automated processes managed by AI. And we're gonna do this because we use AI automation in business to, first of all, reduce cost by reducing human labor cost and cutting people to do repetitive tasks and use people to do better jobs. When we do this to enhance and to augmentate processes using AI, you can deliver better quality and improve many kind of different processes. And therefore, we can also introduce into the business entire new strategies because we combine automation, enhanced processes, and with the power of AI and automation, we can do new things that was not possible even before. You can join the free community where you can find discussion on business cases, and you can find a classroom and courses on very interesting business case on marketing automation, customer care automation, and very different areas where you can use and apply AI so you can understand better the return of the investment and why we're doing all of this AI automation. So to explain you exactly what are we talking about when we're speaking about AI automation and automation in general, we're gonna talk about 3 different levels. You may be very familiar with this first level, so using an AI tool. This is the level where you use ChatGPT, for example, to do a task. And this is the level 0 of automation because it's not automated, it's not a workflow, but AI is doing effectively the job. So you learn how to use the tool without any kind of automation, and then you can move into a 3 level of automation. So the first one is using tools with batch features. The second level of automation is building entirely automated workflows that can automate the whole process and integrating different kind of tools and producing from an input, an output, and do a recurring job. Then we have the third level, which is to build an entire automated system, which can include tailor-made API, AI agent, and custom software to do that. So let's deep dive better into each one of these. So as I said, using a tool is a manual job. It's 0 level of automation, but it's what you're doing when you're testing a process and when you're discovering how some kind of process actually works. So for example, we can so I love this tool because it's very easy to turn this kind of white background picture into one of these. Okay, so AI can suggest the right background for you. You can enter a specific prompt to generate another kind of background you want specifically. You can use your background. But what is very cool and interesting is that AI will do this magic job of actually fitting the picture very well. So I'm gonna choose a picture on the right, and there we go. So the image will be generated for you. So this is the single use of a tool. There we can experiment to understand the feasibility of the process that we want to automate. So it's still very important even when you want to build a very complete and superior kind of automation. So the first level instead, that's why we're talking of about automation is when at least you can choose a tool that supports a batch import, process, and export. So in this case, I'm gonna go back to Photoroom. This kind of tool do support batch. So I can use a tool to upload up to 50 images. And by uploading many different images, I can then apply the process to the whole batch of the products and then export it. So this is the first level of automation. So we do import many images and then we can apply a template that we can prepare by working on a single image, and then we go and apply it to the whole batch of images. So this is the first level of automation. It's very good because you start to integrate some kind of workflow that do start with you uploading a CSV file, or you can upload a folder of pictures like in this case, and then you can manually export everything and then use it into your processes. And then we can move on to the second level of automation, where things start to be very fun. And what's very interesting about a real workflow, AI automated workflow, is that we can keep status of what we're doing, probably inside a CMS or some kind of database, which could also be Google Drive sheet, for example. And we can work with triggers and entire flow to automate the process 100%. So let me show you what I'm talking about. I just opened Airtable, which is a very simple CMS or tool, but this flow could be built also on Google Drive sheet. Very simply, this is just a table where I said we can host our products. So here you can see the product names. We can keep track of a status of processing of our workflow for each single product. So this is why we are talking about an entire workflow, and it's not just a batch you can run yourself like we saw before, but in this case it's something that can keep tracking itself about the status of processing of each single line of our database. So I'm gonna show you from this CMS and database how you can build the same kind of automation that we just saw before. So transform the still life image into ambient image by keeping track of the data into a database, using APIs to transform the image and then upload the file to a Google Drive to store the new image and then update our database. So this workflow automates completely what I was doing manually inside the Photoroom tool. To show you how it works, I'm gonna just press run so you can see what happens. So here the process will start processing things and we'll do the actual conversion, generation, and then upload of the file. And if we do look inside the database, what is happening here, you can see the rows are being updated. So this sneaker is being processed, and then the next would be the other product. If I do press again, as you can see, it's been processed, the second item. So what happened here is that we started from this sneaker, which has this image, and we did generate an ambient image by using a completely automated process. So this one is the output of the workflow. I had to do anything manually. All this was automated by this kind of workflow. So I'm not gonna deep dive in this video about how to build an entire workflow, but you can find many of these tutorials inside the community that we're building, which is called AI Traction. It's on School, where you can find many classrooms and posts about how to automate the business using AI as a business leverage. So as you can see, the second level of automation is very, very interesting because you can build an entire workflow, keeping track of a status, updating a CMS, working with triggers. This means that that database, as soon as you add a new or you change a status to ready to process, it starts the workflow and keep processing all the items. And at the end, you're gonna access to an entire automated flow, which can output a CSV file, or it can call through APIs, for example, your PIM, and update your e-commerce platform, for example. So this is the second level of automation, which I call the automated workflow using AI as a very powerful tool. To give you another example, I'm using this also to generate product descriptions starting from the initial image. You can use Vision from ChatGPT 4o to understand what's in the image and then produce a very high quality description for the e-commerce. Update the status inside the database, something similar as I showed you before, and it's working in a very interesting way. Then you generate a description in English, and then you can even maybe translate to other languages. So this is a very high level and powerful automation and workflow. What's next? We do have a tailor-made system that can support custom API and an end-to-end workflow automation, which is suited for more enterprise or complex processes. And this is something that requires a more complete team to work on. So it's not something you can build on your own very easily, such as these 1 or 2 levels. In level 3, you do require at least a software developer that helps you to build some part of a software, because you can work with tools to create automation, but you do need some kind of software development to build tailor-made API and part of processes. Just to show you an example about what I'm talking about. This is the entire AI automation system that I personally built to automate the content creation of Blink Travel, which is a travel app where you can basically swipe through content by just using it like something like Tinder. So just to show you what it is, it's this kind of UI where you can just swipe through content, okay? So I did automate all this content creation process in AI. So what is this system? So level 3 of automation is a part of software where you build a UI to support long-running operation. In this case, AI does different part of the process, starting from scouting what are the best attraction activities, typical dishes and unique experiences for the destination that we are generating right now. So right now I just opened Milan to show you an example, and all this attraction gets scouted by the AI that looks through internet, surf the web, different blogs and online newspaper and other stuff like that, to grasp and understand what are the most interesting topics for each of these. Then the process does start to actually generate each article to gather information and generate different entities such as collection of content, so the best drinks in Milan, travel guides, so exploring different areas. It looks for images that I can use without copyright, and basically it does the work of generating all the content with this graph. So starting from, for example, the best view of the area, it creates this collection and then generates each single spot and card. So I will not deep dive into this kind of integration, but this kind of integration is the tailor-made end-to-end solution to entirely replace an editorial team. And in this case, I'm saving a lot of money because I'm not paying editors to work on the content, but I have just people reviewing part of the process. So this is an example of an end-to-end level 3 system. And we saw many of these systems in other business cases. You can find on aitraction.com, on my YouTube channel, and inside the school community. And I'm talking about such cases such as Klarna, that did automate the entire customer service end-to-end by using a chatbot, and it's saving them $43 million every year. I'm talking about Coca-Cola using AI to generate a tailor-made solution for creating ads, very personalized ads, Netflix recommendation engine, and many cases like that. So this is the final solution. So a level 3 AI automation, it's an entire system built as a software for the company. So these are the 3 levels of AI automation that I can use to cost save, to build additional revenues, improving existing processes that are based on human labor. And by doing this, you can innovate the strategy of the company and introducing new tactics and leverage AI as a real business tool to create additional growth. We'll see you inside the Free School community. Let's build some AI together.